Welcome to the bunker.
What do two shady investors, former President Ulysses S. Grant, the Army, the Navy, football, Thanksgiving, and retail economics all have in common? Black Friday. It's known around the world in tons of different countries as the biggest shopping day of the year. But where did the name Black Friday actually come from? The first use of the phrase Black Friday was actually in 1869. There were two kind of scoundrel, fraudster, investor types that were a little bit on the shady side. Their plan was to try to drive up the price of gold by buying up a bunch of gold that was available in the market. They did this for a couple of months and they were able to increase the price significantly. However, the US president at the time, Ulysses S. Grant, caught on to their plan and initiated a government sell-off of a bunch of gold, thus causing the price to decrease very, very quickly. As a result, the price of gold plummeted and the rest of the stock market also responded in the same fashion. This resulted in a massive, massive loss on Friday, September 24th, 1869, which would thereafter be known as Black Friday. This is not actually how the Black Friday that we know and use today came to be. The Black Friday that most of us know today, that refers to shopping and deals and bargains and so on, came about actually about 100 years after the stock market crash Black Friday. This originated with police officers in the Philadelphia area in the 1960s or so. At that time, every year, on the Saturday after Thanksgiving, there would be a massive football match between the Army and the Navy. So families would gather on Thanksgiving to celebrate Thanksgiving with a meal together and then come into the city the following day, Friday, to watch the match on Saturday. As a result, the police had to deal with massive, massive crowds, huge amounts of tourists, and it was a very stressful time for them. They had to work longer hours, they had to deal with unruly people, and so on. Due to this negativity, the police there nicknamed the day Black Friday. Retailers, on the other hand, saw this influx of people as a massive opportunity. They wanted to try to drive consumers to their businesses to increase the amount of sales they could get during this key period of time each year. However, they were very reluctant to call this Black Friday because expressions like Black Friday or Black Monday or Black Tuesday often refer to very unpleasant events like the stock market crash we talked about earlier. Although they tried to market it in different ways, according to the New York Times, as Big Friday in one example, this never really caught on, and instead they went with Black Friday, choosing to reframe Black Friday in a more positive way. They took inspiration from old handwritten accounting sheets. In these sheets, if you wrote something in red, it meant you were negative, meaning you lost money. If, however, you wrote something in black, it meant you were positive, you had gained money, gained profits. So retailers thought, let's brand this as Black Friday because it's the day that we get the most profits. As a result, Black Friday, as we now understand it, was born.
Jello salad. It's not like ambrosia, is it?
I think it's much better.
Okay.
It's literally just it's lime jello, cottage cheese, Cool Whip, crushed pineapple, and a nut of your preference. I like pecans. And typically you put the cottage cheese in first, and then you put the jello in to kind of let the jello sort of melt into it, and do jello things. I had my back turned. I'm not even kidding. Like 2.5 to 3 minutes maximum. And I came back and I went to go stir it around, and I looked, and half of the volume of the cottage cheese with the jello in it was gone.
Wait, on the stove?
Well, it was just sitting over there in a bowl. I pushed it way back against the corner.
Oh, like a dog got up on the counter.
Yes. And the first thing I noticed was a couple of pieces of cottage cheese on the floor, and I noticed a partial paw print. And I went down and I had
It's the Bumpus's dogs.
It's like a crime scene.
It was.
Bumpus's sons of bitches.
I had the bowl in my hand. I walked down in the den, and all of a sudden he puts his ears like all the way back. And I walked up to him and I lifted up his head, and up underneath his chin was nothing but just green green stuff up underneath his chin. Oh man, Missy started laughing her ass off. I was so infuriated, just absolutely
You
infuriated.
got to go back to the store.
I had to go to the store, and I do not like going back to the store for something I just did. Oh man, yeah, I was just finishing up boiling potatoes. I got butter sitting on them right now, and I spatchcocked our turkey. I don't know if you know what that is.
Yep.
Nope. Since it is Thanksgiving tomorrow, and we're going to release this on Thanksgiving, go ahead and let us know what that is.
Yeah, so spatchcocking is
It's a really bad word, by the way, but go ahead.
I know it is. Like, who comes up with the words that make delicious foods? You know, like I can imagine the first
At
settlers.
least they didn't call it smash cock.
Right. Yeah. Well, spatchcocking is when you remove the spine from the bird and you flip it back over and you press down to flatten it out.
I saw somebody do that on some video I watched this week. Yeah, they just flatten the whole thing out and then they put it on a grill. How'd you cooking it?
I'm not going to grill it. I'm going to flatten it out or finish flattening it out because you basically cut out its spine and send it to the chiropractor. And then I got to lift up all the skin. And then I'm going to put pads of butter up underneath that. And then I'm going to oil the outside, season it, and then I'm going to inject it and let it rest overnight. And then I also have to go ahead and marinate some deer backstrap.
What time will it be ready?
I actually have no idea what time we're supposed to eat. I usually on Thanksgiving Day, I'm up by like 5:30 because I slow cook the turkey. I slowly bring it up. So I usually start out at about 200 to 225 for 3 hours.
Well, I'm about 22 hours away, so you think you can have it ready by the time I get there?
If you try real hard, you might make it. That's not 22 hours. There's no way. No.
Yeah, maybe 20.
I mean,
I drive slow.
Oh, okay. Well, that makes sense. All right. So what are we doing?
I don't know. Y'all tell me.
Well, I think we're talking about tomorrow and how I'm going to completely destroy all of my.
Today?
Well, today, yes, today.
Yeah.
Thanksgiving Day, the day that I am
Day.
going to obliterate any ideations of diet and caloric intake. So I'm gonna not eat breakfast, and I am going to absolutely destroy my stomach tomorrow.
Well, in my training regimen and my diet, I call it fat loading.
Yes. Yeah. See, people think that I have an outrageous appetite and that I overeat all year, but that's not the case. I'm actually training for Thanksgiving Day. That's what I'm doing. It's a long process. It takes about a year, and I do it every single year.
You're the Joey Chestnut of Thanksgiving turkey.
Yeah. But yeah, so tomorrow we're not even going to have that many people, but I'm all about the leftovers.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And then a lot of any of the bird, I'm going to take part of it and I'm going to set it aside to make dog food. But the other part, we usually cook down the carcass and we make turkey soup and we eat on that for several days.
Man, yeah, I figure I'm good till about maybe Wednesday, Thursday of next week. I should have enough to sustain. Yeah.
Turkey soup.
Yeah.
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 Don't forget the Thanksgiving sandwiches.
Well, I mean, yes, because we get the Hawaiian rolls.
Oh, yeah.
And for some reason, for turkey sandwiches, and I don't know why, I actually prefer the white meat for sandwiches. But what we end up doing is we take the entire carcass that's left, we put it in our biggest pot, and we just slow simmer it most of the day, strip it down, and then we cook that with Uncle Ben's wild season rice. Usually like 1 or 2 packets of that, and man, it just makes this incredible soup. It's just so good. So freaking good.
So for an easy drive, if I do split it up, it'll be ready for me the next day, right? Like a Friday or so?
Possibly.
What about you, buddy?
Yeah, we had about 12 to 16 people coming. Everybody's got, family, and they got to go to the, with the split family, the in-laws, they got to go to theirs, and then they got to go to their dad's house, and their mom and dad's divorced. And
Right.
so it's hard to get everybody together. And I'm just talking about, my girlfriend's side. I'm not even talking about my side.
You never actually talk about your side.
Because there's reasons. I would start getting mad
Do we have to sign an NDA? I don't want to know.
No, they would sue me for slander because I would just get all pissed off talking about. Nah,
Yeah.
no, I mean, we're mending our relationship.
Yeah.
Yeah. We just don't break bread.
Yeah. Well, our house is kind of weird because for us, every day is Thanksgiving. And the extra meal part is kind of just, it's a Benny, really. I mean, and I kind of think that that's one of the things, like I was listening to, it was a rather long history of it, but the actual first Thanksgiving, like how it really, really went down. It's not like the pictures that you see, the Puritans or the first settlers and wearing that black dress with the white, hair covering and all that. And they look very clean. That was not the case. The reality,
it's not like the SNL skit.
No. So the reality of it is that the majority of the food was actually brought in by the Indians that joined them. And the Indians are actually what helped them survive because most of them did not survive. Like that first winter that they were there, they did not survive.
No, I imagine the Indians felt really bad for these people that had no idea what the hell they were doing.
I would imagine so. But the majority of the meal that was brought in was from the Indians, but it also was not just a day. It was actually like 2 to 3 days.
I heard it was like over like a week's worth of time almost.
Yeah. So like in a lot of different places in Europe, they have these, especially around religious holidays, they, it's a period of time that they do, these big meals and everybody kind of comes together and all these different things. But the food was also not traditional. They probably had a turkey because they, ran around wild, but they had geese, they had fish, mussels, because it was right by the ocean. So they had all kinds of sea life, plus whatever else was in, deer and, all kinds of food. And it lasted several days, but the settlers by that time, they looked horrid and raggedy and they were suffering and they were not clean and they were not, prettied up and all those things. They were in a bad shape. And the fact that they lived through it is why they had this desire to basically go into a time of Thanksgiving in order to, thank God that they had lived. But they would do sports. They would wrestle. They would, race. They would play. And I cannot remember the name of it, but I believe the Algonquins sort of came up with it first. It was like field hockey.
Yeah, it's like lacrosse.
But it was super hardcore, like brutal. Like they beat the crap out of each other with these sticks. But yeah, they had all kinds of sports going on and, they cooked the food. And I think that is more genuine than almost kind of like what we have now, because now everything is commercialized. I think that Thanksgiving kind of meals should be a regular thing. And if you think about it, when we were kids, like going back, big meals, big family meals used to be like a big thing, like everybody coming together and everybody brought something and there was this just huge meal and everybody sat around and they talked and the kids went off to play. We don't really do that anymore.
Yeah, it's lost.
It is.
I hate it because that's my favorite memories growing up,
Yeah.
Going to grandma's house or there's certain aunts that would have a signature dish or a signature dessert. Oh, I got to have Aunt so-and-so's cake. But yeah, you're right, man. I watched a podcast the other day and they talked about how Thanksgiving, same, must have been something similar to what you saw. But they said the whole Thanksgiving thing was the second year they had it, they invited the Indians because basically the first year wasn't really organized as what the way this guy explained it, that they brought the Indians in to say thanks to them, basically saving their ass. And the whole Thanksgiving was, we thank you, but we're thankful for you, but we're also thankful for God for keeping us alive. And at that time they were exchanging, trying to spread the gospel to the Indians. And so it was more of, like you said, a feast that lasted a week. And it was almost like a modern day revival or something.
Yeah. We're celebrating each person being able to harvest an animal and we, sharing the meat and all these different things. Take a family or just a group of people who do not know how to do that yet or are just struggling to do it. Imagine if another group came in and said, hey, we just killed this deer. Let's eat. Can you imagine how not only thankful, but just outrageously emotional that event would be?
I imagine that's the way it was. Like, hey, I killed a deer. We can eat. We haven't filled our bellies in a month now or something, or weeks. Or, yeah, I can just imagine.
I sometimes, like I told my mom this, I was like, sometimes I feel like I was born in the wrong century. Like the killing of an animal, not just to kill it, but to actually utilize every portion of that animal that you possibly can. It wasn't just survival, but it was like, I'm going to use this skin to keep me warm. I'm going to use this thing here to, do this. I'm going to eat this meat.
Yeah. Use the whole animal.
Yeah. But how incredible of a feeling would it be to come in and say, I did this to provide for the entirety of our family? Like, that's huge, man.
Well, man, you got me going, Jeremy.
Yeah.
I had a friend was out hunting public lands, and they came out, out of the field. They didn't get anything, and they saw a guy that was coming out of the woods, and they're like, "Hey, hey, did you get anything?" They're like, "Yeah, I got the back straps right here." Shot a buck actually, and only took the back straps.
Oh my gosh!
I'm like, "Where's the rest of it? You need help with, break?" And he goes, "Nah, I'm just gonna take the back straps."
Oh my gosh!
He goes, "Yeah, that's all I eat is back straps. I'm not eating the rest of that shit." They're like, "Where's the deer?" And he goes, "You can follow my trail back there, and it's just, it's not too far back." And so they went and took the rest of it. And, the guy, that's all he,
that's criminal.
It pisses me off.
How is that not illegal?
It's not.
It's not illegal. It's not. As long as he harvested the animal legally and reported it correctly, technically, he didn't do anything wrong. However, that is, in my opinion, horse shit.
Yeah.
Because that is completely unethical.
Clear your calendars, chug that coffee, and wake the kids, because this Friday is Black Friday at Mega Mart.
Black Friday.
It's the biggest shopping day of the year, and we're giving you incredible savings with
Mega Mart's 12-minute matinee.
This is the shortest, craziest sale in retail history. You have just 12 minutes to rush in and grab all the deals you can carry. It's going to be a savings stampede.
Savings stampede.
Doorbuster specials like iPads for $39, 3D televisions for $71, and a secret, unpublished Harry Potter novel, Harry Potter and the Treacherous Crawl Space, is available for only $6. And there's only 7 left, so line up early because we're starting at 4 a.m.
Crack it on.
That's right, Coked Up Rooster. At 4 a.m., we will fling our doors open to anybody and everybody, just as soon as we finish waxing and mopping the floors.
Slide into savings.
All the best deals are located in the very back of the store, down a narrow aisle packed with merchandise.
Fire hazard.
And to make room for more customers, we've removed our security guards. People have already started camping out in the tailgate sponsored by Four Loko, America's premier hillbilly and cholo fuel. If you show up too late, you will be humiliated.
I'm ready to do whatever it takes to get the 12 by 12 finished in the flesh scissors scrapbooking kit. I've steeled myself, my state's in order, and I've made peace with my God and those around me, so I will get the 12 by 12 finished in the flesh scissors scrapbooking kit. Just you wait. Whoa, what a day for shopping.
Your shopping gourds can only be slowed by one thing, boxes. So everyone in our Mega Mart 12-minute frenzy will get a free box cutter at the door.
Free box cutter.
And to keep your energy up, we've hired DJ Thunderthrust, one of the top death metal DJs in the tri-state area. He'll be playing music so loud,
no one can hear you scream.
Finally, we're proud to have 93-year-old actor Kirk Douglas on hand to sign copies of his book, The Ragman's Son. Kirk will be hidden somewhere in the store, and the first 3 customers to find him and touch him will win 1 free Kindle.
Catch him, touch him, win.
So strap on your combat boots and start running for Black Friday's 12-minute madness at Mega Mart. This is happening. This is happening.
Get it, do it, own it, Mega Mart.
You guys gonna do anything for Black Friday? Because it's literally one of the worst days of the year. So
yeah, I don't do anything for Black Friday, but I'm being told that I'm going at some point later in the day. I'm going to be, hopefully, if I get through with the guineas, I'm going to be going down to Baumgart's. It's a local feed store type place in our area, and they've got a pretty good deal. And I talked to the guy down there this week, and he was telling me some of the deals on the 9mm, 5.56, 223, all the different ammos.
Mm-hmm.
And he was showing me some of the deals up front. Like, man, these got to be really good. And the prices were awesome. I mean, really good prices.
I don't care for Black Friday, and Black Friday now, you can do almost anything online. You go on to Amazon, and you go into their Black Friday sale, or even Walmart, like they've got their whole Black Friday week now. It's not even just a day anymore. It's a freaking week. And you can just put in some basic search stuff and zero in on, like, if you're looking for prepper finds, or if you're looking for electronics, there's a 5 million different ways to do it.
Tell us what you found, since that's kind of what we want to talk about tonight anyway. And we can go through it pretty quickly. It's not like something that's going to be spent a lot of time on.
Yeah, I mean, and you got to think about some of the facets of what we do. If preppers, and if you look at the connotation of what preppers do, there's always firearms involved. And I've talked about them before. I use electronic ears because, one, I've lost a significant amount of hearing from being in the military. But it's better to just go ahead and put the damn things on your ears to protect your hearing. Electronic ears, what they are, they're basically earmuffs, and they amplify sound to the point where it breaks the 32 decibel marker, and then it instantly shuts itself off temporarily and muffles the sound of a firearm, and then it comes back on. This one, and for instance, they are the basic ones from Amazon. They're $31.56. Typically, you can find them no less than in a normal. You can even find them in Walmart now, but they're usually between 45 and 50-ish, and they have all different models. There's that one. We've talked about the Byrna, the Byrna actual projectile launcher several times now. Amazon sells them now, and you can actually find them for Black Friday deal, and they're $3.99 right now. And that comes with the Byrna launcher, 6 or 7 of the the CO2 cartridges, 3 different tubes of the ammunition that's provided, and 1 extra magazine. So I think that's a pretty damn good deal.
So, and that comes with the actual firearm itself, which is not really a firearm, but that comes with the actual gun itself.
Yeah, that's the full size Byrna launcher.
Wow, that's for Byrna. That's really good. That's a good deal.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yeah. We've talked about multiple times, the proper, and we even talked about it in the last hunting episode, of putting away meat, getting a vacuum sealer, a good vacuum sealer to evacuate all of the air out of your meat storage, because air is the enemy of frozen food. They've got this particular one right here. The brand is Food Saver, which is a well-known brand. And this one, excuse me, is one of those ones where it's an internal. So you actually lift your lid, you put your bag, or you put the food in the bag, you put the bag inside, and it actually locks it in. And that one's $159. Now it's normally listed, it's saying here $234.99, but we all know that on Black Friday, a lot of different companies will say it was normally this. And then what you're really getting is not a huge discount, but if you do your research way before Black Friday, you'll know that whether or not you're getting a good deal.
Yeah, they take everything they take everything they want to sell on Black Friday. They take it off sale for the first couple of months before Black Friday, so that people are seeing the usual prices. And sometimes they'll even jack those prices up a little bit by a few dollars here and there, so that they can legally say, was $2.99 last week, only $99 today.
Yes.
When actually back in March, you probably could have got it for $149.
Right. Now they do have the compact Byrna as well. And I'm not exactly sure why, but the compact is actually more expensive than the full size. I'm not 100% sure why, but it is. The compact is selling for $479.99 for that one. And then there's there's a whole bunch of different stuff in here. They've got food dehydrators right now, which in my opinion is actually a good deal. This is a 12 tray, adjustable temperature and time, for $124 for Black Friday. Yeah, because I know, because I like mine, but you just plug it in, and you don't control the time, you don't control the temperature, you can't really control the amount of drying you're getting. You just slap it in there and hope for the best, and you got to check it. That's one of the reasons why
I got the same.
want.
I got a cheap version too, but mine does have a timer. Mine does have the temperature thing on it, but mine's
Mhm.
very very cheap, just like that too. I mean, I got the basic model you can possibly get, and it
Yeah.
works really good. We like it.
Yeah, I do like it. I do know that the last time I went to make jerky, that did not go well.
You forgot the tallow.
I forgot the tallow. And my own mother, like, I was so embarrassed by that. I'm like, damn, first I took her into a hurricane that caused catastrophe across North Carolina, and then I make jerky without putting in the tallow. Sorry, Mom.
I think she probably enjoyed her trip.
Oh, she did. I mean, honestly, it's one of those stories where you had to be there to appreciate it. I could definitely think of worse places to be trapped during a massive hurricane in the mountains.
I mean, you could have been trapped in like a Swiss ski resort with, with 2 or 3 female volleyball teams happened to be visiting the same week you were when you got snowed in. I mean, it could have happened.
The Swedish bikini team.
Right, right. If I could have video documented the whole thing, it would have been worth it. But we got along pretty well. The guys that worked there, that couple, they didn't know what to do.
This is what happens when you set Jeremy loose. It goes right off the rails, man.
Back to Black Friday. I would say that one of the only ones that, if you are a prepper and you're listening to this podcast, which I assume would make you want to be one.
Every prepper in the world is listening to us right now. Every one of them.
Every one of them. All of them.
We're that big of a deal.
We're not doing too shabby according to Google. I will just tell you that.
No, we're not doing too shabby. That's true.
Yeah. But there are a lot of really good deals on Baofangs, the UV5Rs and other types of Baofeng radios. There's a lot of really good deals out there right now. And I tell everyone, if you need to start in your communications plan, get a Baofeng. You can get just the regular old fashioned UV5R and learn how to use it manually, learn how to use it digitally, and then move up from there. It's now is the time to stock up on stuff that's on sale.
You can get packages cheap. I mean, you got to get 2. I mean, you got to talk to somebody, right? Yeah, you can pick up a whole package of them cheap right now.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. And like this one right here, this is a 2-pack of the UV5R, handheld radios, but now they are, by definition, according to the law, they are a ham radio. There are things you can do to say make it to where it works on everything.
This is where we insert the FCC rules.
Yes. Yeah. Now here's the way around it. There are UV5Rs and other radios from Baofeng or other companies that are for GMRS. Now, if you know anything about GMRS and FRS from channel 1 to 22 are the exact same thing. FRS, which is the family radio service, goes from 1 to 22. And then once you get to 22 and you start crossing over into channel 23 and higher, now you're starting to talk about the use of going higher in power in order to push the bandwidth. Once you cross over channel 22 FRS, you then go into GMRS, which you have to be licensed for. So, and that process is also extremely simple.
Yeah, and there's a company called BTEC. It's the Baofeng. It's a sister company. That it's actually they don't build them in the United States, but I think they assemble them in the United States and sell them. I think it's South or North Dakota, one of the 2 Dakotas. Anyhow, they're all GMRS. They come pre-programmed GMRS, so you can get 5 watt, you can get 8 watt. There's different wattage out there, but it's called BTEC. And so if you don't want to go through the whole UV5R, have to program them and jailbreak them and do the things, just get a BTEC. They come right out of the box. You can turn them on and use them. Pretty nice little piece of kit for the beginner.
Mine didn't have to be programmed. They just had to be jailbreaked.
Yeah, and there's a process involved in that.
Yeah, I know. It was like a big clandestine, cloak and dagger thing where Jeremy's like, I'm going to call you up and we're going to do this thing. And he calls you up. He goes, okay, press these 2 buttons. Now turn it on. Here you go. It's jailbroke. I'm like, dude, you couldn't have fucking text me that? Text me that next time.
They're always watching.
There's plenty of videos out there to do it. So, but I'm just saying, if you wanted to take it right out of the box and use it, the B-Tech is.
It's not illegal to listen in on the other ones. You just can't act. You can't be active, right?
No, it's not. It's not illegal to listen in. If you are going to transmit via ham, you have to either have a license or it has to be a declared emergency. Or you're in an emergency regard. Like if you're in an emergency and you kind of bust up into a ham channel and it's all the sad hams talking about their hemorrhoids and their lawnmowers, and you bust up in there and be like, "Hey, I'm upside down in a car in the middle of space." That is.
And they're like, "No, we're talking about our lawnmowers, dude."
Exactly. I'm not, dude. It's man. I'm gonna tell you,
babies.
Oh man, like I legitimately tried to bust up into a group of sad hams when we went back there to do search and rescue. And I was intensely chastised. And I'm like, look, man, this is an actual emergency. Can you clear the net and shut up? Like, I was so freaking angry, dude. I was so mad. So
how
mad.
did that go?
Well, eventually.
And that's where we're going to stop.
Right.
You're gonna keep on going, man. You're gonna, and we got to bring the listeners back in, bring them back in. Everybody come back down, sit back down in your chairs. We're in the bunker now.
Well, and it wasn't Black Friday, but eventually the message got out. That's all I'll say.
There you go. Okay, so now we're on Black Friday stuff still.
Yeah, I'm done with mine.
Good. Oh, you are. Oh, okay. Yeah. Did you talk about Walker headphones first off?
That is the Walker heads. I prefer the Walker Razors.
That's what I use. I wanted to ask you about that. Yeah.
Yeah, I have several sets of them. And I'll just put it to you this way. While I'm on contract, I primarily use an AK-47, and even on automatic, and I love the sound of it. But on automatic, it just once the headset turns on or turns itself off and it flashes, it's this, and I love it on semi-automatic because I can pull the trigger quickly, but it just has this nice little dun 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 dun. Because as soon as that decibel point breaks, it turns itself off, and I do not go deaf.
Whoa. Go back. You have a fully automatic AK-47?
The AKs that we use are actual AKs. They're fully automatic.
That you use. Do you own them?
No. This is while I'm on contract.
Dude, you got some money. Like, whoa, dude. Like that's high dollar stuff we're talking there.
No, I don't have
for
that
for the civilian. Yeah, I mean,
yeah, but no, we use them on contract. So.
Okay, all right, yeah, I got you. Well, that's what I wanted to say because I use the same one. I love them a lot. The Razor, it's very thin. I like how they fit. I can get a good purchase on my gun with it when using them, but I have a hard time with spatial, like listening. Like, where is the sound coming from?
That is one problem with those, and it's the problem with a lot of electronic headsets. A lot of them are not directional; they're omnidirectional.
Directional, right? Yeah, like I can't tell the noise is coming from in front of me, behind me, the side. I just hear it really clear. I'm starting to look around, like left, right. Where's that coming from?
Yeah, and especially when you're deer hunting, like I have them on my head while I'm deer hunting. But I have learned that if I'm deer hunting and I have them on the whole time, I turn into a paranoid freaking mess.
You hear a lot.
You hear everything for a long ways. And what I think I'm hearing is like a 5,000 pound deer, but it's actually a like squirrel crackhead festival going down by my feet.
Payday's gone missing, dust in the jar. Bill stacked higher than a Walmart cart. Desert wind blowing through the bus's screen door. Hot as hell even though it's late November. Trump's on the porch saying deal so great. Biden squinting, mumbling, man, I'm 3 days late. Hillary's laughing, y'all broke again. Black Friday coming like a storm rolling in. It's them broke down Black Friday blues. Cash all gone, got nothing to lose. Wallet's empty, turkey still froze. Standing in line in our dusty clothes. Broke down Black Friday blues. Trying to buy Christmas with trailer park news.
All right. Buddy, what do you got for Black Friday?
All right. I got stuff for stocking stuffers. This is what I worked on.
Nice.
So, basically, it's stuff that's small enough to fit in a stocking. And I've got 10, so I'm going to try to rip through them quickly. And if they're all Black Friday deals that I found on Amazon. So first thing I want to talk about is I've had a conversation with Refuge Medical today, and we do have a discount code for Black Friday and
beyond. So if anybody's looking for some really good, high quality, American made first aid type stuff, they're the ones you want to go to.
The three things highly suggest from Refuge would be their what's called a slick kit. And it's just a basic piece of kit. It's a part of the trauma blowout kit, bleed kit. Fit in your back pocket, cargo pocket, along with a CAT Gen 7 tourniquet. And that's pretty much all you need for basic blowouts, basic stop the bleed kind of exercise, or, in case, heaven forbid, you had to use it in real life.
Dude, I saw a video on Refuge Medical. I don't think it was on their website, but it was on Bear Independent, the owner.
Yeah.
Man, dude, he had a whole group of people that he was teaching at a table, and he had this piece of Tupperware sitting in front of him with a actual piece of meat. Like, I don't know if it was a pork something or whatever. It was a giant piece of meat with a bullet hole in it.
Yeah, it was
and he was sticking his finger down in there, and he was teaching people, you gotta put your finger on that artery. You gotta stop it up. Then you gotta start putting the gauze in. He's pushing it. You don't just push it in when you gotta hold your finger down. He was teaching people how to stuff a wound. I've never seen that before. I've never seen that before. That was amazing, dude.
Yeah, we call it wound packing.
Yeah, it's
crazy.
It's a wound packing trainer, and we use it all the time there. So yeah, it's good training. And
so that thing was rubberized?
Yeah, it's rubber. Yeah.
Oh, it looked like a real piece of meat.
Oh, and we have kits you put on, like you strap it on your leg, and it looks like a gunshot wound, and you can hook it up to a bottle of fake blood.
No way.
That'll spurt blood out. Yeah, it's crazy.
That's cool.
We call it a Muslin kit.
Yeah, Muslin kit. Some moulage, all kinds of good training stuff. But so that piece of kit, the slick kit with the tourniquet is great just for everyday carry. And then something that they have that I love, I absolutely love this piece of kit. They call it a pocket kit. It's something that you can stick in your pocket. You can stick a tourniquet, a pocket knife, and an extra mag in there. You can stick a flashlight in there. You can do all different kinds of things with it. You can hook it onto your belt. It's just a very versatile piece of kit for $30, called a pocket organizer. So that's all about the Refuge thing. So just, I work for them. I do contract work for them. So I'm glad that they will give us a discount code because, they don't sell trash. Their stuff is more expensive than Temu. If you want to put your life on the line with a Temu tourniquet, go right ahead. I'm not going to use anything from Temu. So my life, I'll pay the extra money to get some good gauze and a nice.
There are plenty of people who buy top of the line stuff. Not saying any names, Jeremy, but there are plenty of people who buy top of the line, full dollar type stuff. That's what they like. That's what they want to have. This is the place to get it. I've checked the Refuge Medical. It is outstanding. It's really great stuff.
Oh yeah,
it's a buy once, cry once thing.
I walked away from the Army with a very healthy collection of tourniquets. I'll just say that.
So I've got the stocking stuffers. So the first thing I have is what's called an Olight Baton 4. It's a rechargeable flashlight that comes in. It's water in a rechargeable case that is IPX8 waterproof. It's an emergency light that comes in a little rechargeable canister that's waterproof. It's a pretty good piece of kit. It is kind of expensive. It's $66, but then there again, you've got a 1300 lumen flashlight with a Type-C charging box on it.
It's one of the best lights out there. Olight makes really high quality stuff. And my flashlight's $39.
Yeah.
It's $40. So it's not that much cheaper than the Olight.
The cool thing is you can put it in your truck, your car, and charge it with the Type-C charger. You can put it, charge it anywhere. Charge it off a solar panel or whatever. So we'll stick in, backpack, your pocket, whatever. So
I like the fact that the case that you put it in is also a charger. So if you're,
yeah,
as long as it's in there and it's fully charged, it won't suck off it. But as soon as it starts to die or whatever, and you pop it in that case, it'll charge it while it's in the case.
it's on my list. Let's just put it that way. So I'll move on to the next thing I have is I found this company called Nest Out, and they produce a bunch of different outdoors kind of survival equipment. Mostly all of it is IP67 waterproof. This stuff is dust proof, waterproof, and it's a 500 milliamp hour power bank. And they have different power banks. This is the entry level one. For $33, you can start with one of these. It's a 5,000 milliamp hour battery charger, so you can charge your phone. I've charged a computer off of it, phones, radios, the Baofeng radio.
I'm looking at it right now. It's pretty nice, man.
It is very
damn
nice.
Good price too.
And there's one for, they usually run $50 or more. You can get one for 33 right now if you're not choosy on your color. So lovely piece of kit. I've got a lot of their equipment. I've just got a lot of their stuff, and I love it. And I keep buying more. So that's just a nice piece of kit. So definitely consider it for $33. You can't beat it. Next thing I'm talking about will be just your life straws. I don't really like life straws that much, but you can buy a 2-pack for $20 right now on Amazon. Usually they'll even go down to $10, $11.
Yeah, they used to be when they first came out. They were 25 or 35, per.
Yeah,
and then they went down to like $19, and I think about 17 was the lowest I think I've seen them. And I've got 2 or 3 of them. And here's the thing: this thing is a lifesaver, man. You're gonna drink water
for that bug out bag that you have with 18 million pounds of shit in there. Ounces equal pounds after a while. So these would be good just to stick in there. They're very light. You can, if you had to ditch your ruck, you could throw them in your pocket. You can get a 2-pack of them I got some a couple years ago at Home Depot. I was buying something else. I went there specifically to buy a Black Friday DeWalt tools or something, and saw them there for $13. I got, I don't know, 5 or 6 of them.
Life Straw is a great stocking stuffer.
Yeah, so it's a good piece of kit, especially for stocking stuffer. Now, one of my favorite pieces of kit is a pocket chainsaw. It's got paracord on it, and it's got the chainsaw blade hooked up to the paracord. It's got 16 teeth long chainsaw. So basically, you have a primitive chainsaw or a primitive saw on some paracord handles. So nice. It's a little bit heavy, but that or a folding saw.
Yeah. Just so we're clear, it is not the wire that can scratch you. This is a chainsaw chain, an actual chainsaw chain with handles on it.
So for $17 to $20, you can pick up one of these things, and like I said before, buy once, cry once. You're going to be able to get more uses out of this thing than you can think of. So, but I prefer that. Or I have folding saws too, anywhere from $13 to $20. You can get a good one. So either one. But I thought that the handheld.
I got the Silky, and I love it.
Yeah, they work great. So next piece of stocking stuffer kits you could buy would be for $20. You can get a 3-pack of their waterproof canisters, an emergency fire starter, the waterproof matches.
Oh yeah, they're good. Are those ones with the big head on them, like where they really burnt? Yeah, those are good.
So 3-pack waterproof container. Once you use the matches out of them, you can use a container for other things. So pretty nice. You can get 2 for $15. So, and it fits right into the stocking. Next piece is one of my favorites as well. It's called a Stanley Wildfare Go. It's a 4-piece stainless steel cook cup. So it's basically a Stanley cup that single walled. You can stick on your fire to boil water, do whatever with it, and then it has 2, I would call them plastic, serving cups inside. So you're making a soup. You're boiling your water. You make a soup. At the campsite, you can pull it out. You got the cups there ready to go for you. So, and it runs about $15. So, nice piece of kit. I have one. Love it. I highly suggest it for people who are, that camp and especially hiking. It's small enough, goes in your ruck. It weighs 32 ounces. So it's not going to weigh a lot. All right. The next thing would be Right in the Rain. You can get a 3-pack of 3x5 black or different colors of Right in the Rain notebooks. So this is something you always need. I have notebooks all over the place in my truck. They're in my bug out bag, usually with a pencil, because pencil you can usually write with, or Right in the Rain pens is something you need as well. But it's just a good piece of kit to have. And like I said, I have them all over the place. It's just,
they're waterproof, right?
Waterproof, weatherproof. Man, I've used them in combat. I've used them in camping. I've used them at the farm. I've used them all over the place. And so just a good piece of kit to have. Fits right in the stocking. It's $15. You can get a 3-pack. So it's just too easy. And next would be some paracord. Everybody needs paracord. You can never have too much paracord. So you can get 50 foot or 50 to 100 feet of 550 cord, the actual paracord that, paratroopers jump out of the airplanes with for about $10. So in different colors, you want to be pink or red or camo colored, whatever, you can get, paracord for $10. Fits right in stock.
I think they have the fire starter one too, where there's like a wire of fire starter in there.
Yeah, some of the internal and the guts on the inside, you can.
Yeah, when you pull out the guts, you can start with that. And then there's one piece in there that will be marked. It's usually has
usually
black,
red or orange.
Yeah, red or orange or black. With the military 550 cord, there's a piece of gut in there that has black, one strand of black in there. That's your mother. We used to call it the mother strand. So that one right there is
it'll burn.
It'll burn and burn quickly. So, all right. So the next one, another thing that burns well is duct tape, and I don't want to go down the whole rabbit hole with that, but duct tape burns really quick and nice too. So another thing to think about. All right. The next thing is a camping and backpacking knot reference card. So for $8 you can.
Oh, I would love to have that. I totally suck at doing knots.
I've learned knots throughout my military career, and I've forgot more than I've learned. And I bought this actual card a few years ago because I was looking through stuff for stocking stuffers actually, and I saw it, and I was like, man, that is cool. And I started looking through it, and so it is the size of a credit card, and you have, I don't know, 8 different cards in there, front and back, that have different knots, and it shows you, displays how to do these knots. So for somebody that needs to learn knots, you can sit around with your 550 cord, and I have a piece of 550 cord that goes through the little handle of it that I keep just for that. So if I'm sitting around being bored somewhere, I can, waiting on the kids or something to pick them up, I pull it out and just start teaching myself how to do knots. So pretty cool little items, $8. All right. Last one I have, and it's something I have in every one of my vehicles. When I buy a new vehicle, I buy a new one. It's the seatbelt cutter. It's a seatbelt cutter with a window hammer. So it's basically a get out of the car, break the window, cut the seatbelt, escape tool. So it's just an emergency seatbelt cutter. And on the end of it, it's built like a hammer. So one end is a seatbelt cutter. The other end is a window brake. And it's got 2 different ways to break the window. So $7-8.
Does it have the pressure one where you just push against the glass and it breaks?
You actually have to swing this one. Now, there are for about $10, $13, and I put these in my girl's car. It has a
pinpoint, like it's got a really fine point.
Yeah, you just stick it up to there, you hit the button, it breaks the window, and then it sets off an alarm.
It's like spring assisted.
There's an alarm on it. So
wow. Nice.
Yeah, it costs a little more. And I looked at them on here, but I thought, man, this is too easy. It's too cheap. You can put it, especially for a new driver or, your wife or husband's car, truck, whatever it may be. Just a nice piece of kit. You can take it and mount it in places. I have it in my.
That's the important part. You're going to have to remember where this thing is in emergency.
Well, and I'm bad about this because in my Jeep, I had it mounted. In my truck, I just stick it in the door. Well, if you have a rollover accident, shit goes everywhere. So I just hope that, it's laying close enough to me where when I'm upside down, I can grab it and cut the seatbelt off with it or something.
Before the car goes into flames. Well, no, the good thing about your cheap version is that I love cheap versions because when we're talking about them on the podcast, because it gets people thinking like, oh, I'll look at that. That looks really cool. And then they'll maybe move on to something like, hey, well, this looks better. Or that maybe I'll spend a few extra bucks and get this other thing. It's about getting the listeners thinking about things, just thinking about things, opening up your brain and thinking outside the box.
But anyway, that's my list. I try to keep it cheap and useful. And that way, if you're looking at prepper type stocking stuffers, there you go. We'll get a nice little list for you.
Very cool. I like stockings. When I was a kid, getting stockings was almost more fun for me than actual
way better
presents.
Yeah. You get 20 things and every year you're like, Mom, can I get a bigger stocking this year?
Well, we had the same, me, my brother, my sister, I think my mom still has them. When we were growing up, we all had the exact same stockings every single year. And it was usually during the holidays that my mom would get you remember they look like a book. You open it up and it's Lifesavers. She used to get those every single year.
Yeah.
And she would throw like
Lifesavers,
Nitnoid stuff in the stocking, but that was usually like my favorite. So,
Well, did you get lip balm or?
Dude, I have an unhealthy relationship with chapstick.
We would get chapstick every year too.
Chapstick, so, Lifesavers, gum, all types of just stuff. She would throw like these little cookie things in there and different snacks and
where there's originals. Who the hell puts those in?
Oh yeah,
I used to hate.
For me, it was the Pepperidge Farms. Mint Milanos. That's what was in my stocking every single year.
Yeah,
and because I would just take the whole bag as a kid and I would just eat the whole thing.
Yeah,
made you sick as a dog.
Keith, did you have anything to add?
I did, but we're short on time, and really what I had was I just went through and found some websites. I'm not even going to promote any of them because they don't do anything for us. But what I would say to the listener is that Black Friday is a great time to, if you're looking to get stuff, Black Friday is a great time to do. You don't have to go out. You can go online. A lot of stuff has free shipping right now. I found amazing deals on all kinds of stuff out there. Survival kits that were, $250 down to like $98. I'll put some of them in the show notes so that they know what I'm talking about. And an affiliate link for us. And that's pretty much it. I wouldn't go into any specific deals, but I will say this. I got a speak pipe from Sean. He was in our last speak pipe too as well, and he's asking a question. So I didn't want to wait a whole nother couple of weeks. So if you don't mind, I'm just going to play it real fast.
I had a question for hardening the home. I've done the long screws in the door jambs and deadbolts on the front and side entry door. What do you do for sliding glass doors besides putting a bar in it to stop people from being able to jimmy it open? I need some ideas, guys. This is Sean from Delaware.
That's actually a really good one. That's extremely good.
It's good. And I don't know how to answer this one. So I thought I would throw it out here on the, I've got some answers, but I don't know if it's something that you would actually want to do.
Here's what I've seen. I've seen, both on the top, up high and low, with a not a broomstick, but a thicker, like a giant dowel rod that was perfectly cut, for that. But the biggest thing, and my biggest worry is with glass, big windows, and doors, is you can just shatter and walk through. So I don't know. That's a tough one, man.
I know.
Get glass breaks for your home security with glass breaks. It's about the only thing you could really do that I can see.
There's in El Paso and in a lot of places like desert areas, a lot of people do have the glass doors, but they have a, for lack of a better term, a security gate, like a metal door behind that. And it's not necessarily, it is for security, yes, but in the desert, once those storms start getting kicked up and there's a lot of debris in the air, getting broken windows and glass doors in places in the desert is actually pretty common. So they have those doors behind them, which is a metallic, mesh door in order to kind of, absorb the force of that glass and like most of the material breaking. I have seen that before. And it's an additional door that locks as well.
I mean, aside from like putting those, like you see like in New York City, the roll down cage doors that come from down the bottom and, go over. Aside from something like that, which I'm sure most people can't afford or want to do. I know from being in the business of used to build places with these sliding doors, and I like sliding glass doors. I think they're cool, but they are unsecure. You can put the little bar down at the bottom. They also have the ones where you can put the peg locks in the bottom where you push them in. They lock at the bottom and the top. Very secure. But how do you secure the glass? That's really what he's asking. That's a great idea. What you just said. I know they make a product. It's exactly like a window tint, but it's clear and it goes on your window. It goes on glass that you're worried about shattering, and it won't actually shatter. It'll just sort of cave in, and it takes a long time. If you're thinking about breaking through it, it takes a very long time to get through that. It's a very hard rubberized type of piece of plastic material that sticks to your glass. How long they last? Do they discolor? I don't know. I don't know the answer to that, but mainly they're for people who are afraid of like kids running through them, and that sort of thing.
I know exactly what you're talking about, but I don't even know. I'd have to do some research into where to find it, but I do know that they have that translucent film. And they also have some of it's thick. Like you can actually, like it has girth, but some of it that they have is not just for the shattering part. It actually blocks out a lot of the UV blue light.
Oh, it's got UV in it too. Yeah. If you're somebody with a lot of money, you can go to a bulletproof glass company, and they will actually size and cut out these types of doors for you. But they're very expensive.
If that doesn't satisfy, his question, then I'll reach out to some of the security guys that I know and see what they say.
Yeah, and you might also think about early warning. Put some cameras outside. I use the Eufy camera system. Picks up, it's programmed to pick up just humans, so dogs and other things and cars and stuff won't set it off, but you'll get an alarm on your phone immediately if there's anybody right in that vicinity. You can also program in your phone. You can actually program where you want the camera to look and not look. So if there's some trees moving, or if there's a sidewalk across the way where people are walking, you can block that part out so it's not constantly going off. And this way you'll be notified immediately on your phone if you have signal wherever you are. If you're in Japan and you get somebody's at your back door thinking about trying to get in, your phone's going to go off and it's 911. Hey, somebody's breaking into my house. I think they have a weapon. That's all you don't have to say they have a weapon. I think they have a weapon. And that's it. They're coming out with 5 freaking cars loaded down with ARs and everything.
Yeah. I do have one ad, and that is for, we people always talk about, you were talking about your stocking stuffers, and a lot of people, we talk about knives right now. Go to Walmart. They have multi-pack, really good knives and knife sets as gift sets. If you want to go ahead and start stocking up on good knives for yourself, now is the time to do it.
Yeah. I cut out my multi-tool out of there because it was kind of a Leatherman. I had a Leatherman in there and I cut it out. It was kind of pricey, but
yeah,
everybody pretty much, well, I don't know. I mean,
everybody's got a different price level. Right now, I'm broke as shit. Yeah. I mean, my job is my my bees and my home. So I don't have the kind of money. If I want to go buy something really nice, that's a Leatherman, it's $115 or $150. I have to go ask the boss first. I've never had to ask anybody in my entire life if I could go buy something. I just did it, and I went and did it, and I paid the cost later. Yeah. Now I actually have to ask.
My kryptonite. If you're looking for a blade, Tractor Supply has that.
Oh,
and
yeah.
They put it right by the front door when you walk in. They have 2 different tables and bins full of just like price down stuff. Man, yeah. I always find a knife there every time.
Every time I go into Tractor Supply, I have to keep my eyes down and on point. Like I've got to get in and get out.
Yeah. Stay on mission. Man, I go to that every time I find a blade, man. It's just like, okay, I know I'm going to get a blade. I'm not going to pay more than $20.
Yeah.
And so, a lot of them work out.
Yep.
And some of them break, but
Happy Thanksgiving. I hope everybody listens to Adam Sandler Thanksgiving song. I listen to it every year on Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
They want to hear the Thanksgiving song. All right. This is a Thanksgiving song. I hope you enjoy it. Love to eat turkey. Love to eat turkey. Oh, I love you. Love to eat turkey, 'cause it's good. Love to eat turkey like a good boy should, 'cause it's turkey to eat. So good. That clapping's messing my head up, man. I appreciate it, but I was trying to think of the next line. I'm like, all I hear is clapping. Here we go. Thanks anyways. Turkey for me, turkey for you. Let's eat the turkey in my big brown shoe. Love to eat the turkey at the table. I once saw a movie with Betty Grable. Eat that turkey all night long. 50 million Elvis fans can't be wrong. Turkey lurkey do and turkey lurkey dap. I eat that turkey, then I take a nap. Thanksgiving is a special night. Jimmy Walker used to say dynamite. That's right. Turkey with gravy and cranberry. Can't believe the Mets traded Darryl Strawberry. Turkey for you and turkey for me. Can't believe Tyson gave that girl VD. White meat, dark meat, you just can't lose. I fell off my moped and I got a bruise. Turkey in the oven and the buns in the toaster. I'll never take down my Cheryl Teagues poster. Wrap the turkey up in aluminum foil. My brother likes to masturbate with baby oil. Turkey and sweet potato pie. Sammy Davis Jr. only had one eye. Oh, turkey for the girls and turkey for the boys. My favorite kind of pants are corduroys. Gobble, gobble, goo, and gobble, gobble, giggle. I wish turkey only cost a nickel. Oh, I love turkey on Thanksgiving. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody. Oh, thank you.